goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
Session 4 of the goodness of God. Jesus came into this world to reveal the Father. In the Gospel of John, Jesus says the Son only does what he sees the Father doing. Therefore, everything that Jesus did was actually what the Father was doing. He was the complete revelation of the Father, and nothing up until then would adequately have revealed the Father. Now, the greatest revelation that Jesus gave us was that there is a loving Heavenly Father. He's not just a distant and holy God, although he is that too. He brings in the understanding of relationship with God. Everything that Jesus did revealed the heart of God, the heart of the Father, and everything that Jesus did was to act in love, to reveal the truth. Even things like when he confronted the Pharisees, when he cleansed out the temple, which might seem as confronting and violent things, were for show people that to be in right relationship with God, this is what is needed. God's about relationship, not about rules. He relates to us with perfect love. And that's what Jesus wanted to get over to people. In John chapter 8, we have the story of a woman caught in adultery. And the Jewish leaders brought her to Jesus and stood her before Jesus. They were trying to test Jesus, see what he would do, because the law says that she deserved to be stoned to death. Jesus bent down and he wrote in the sand. We don't know what he wrote, but the leaders kept questioning him, what are you going to do? And Jesus stood up and he said, well, you're the ones who brought her in judgment, so whichever one of you has never sinned has the privilege of throwing the first stone. At least these leaders recognised their own sinfulness, and each one began to slink away, eventually leaving Jesus alone with the woman. And when he stood up again, it was just the two of them. Now, if Jesus said he only did what he saw the Father doing, only heard what he heard the Father saying, only said what he heard the Father saying, then this is an intimate father and daughter moment. In his compassion, he forgave her, but he did tell her not to do this again. You see, when we come face to face with a loving Heavenly Father, change becomes something we want to do, not something we have to do. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Psalm 24:8, that's what it says there. A real encounter with God can only show of us his goodness. When he shows us something, it's an invitation for us to explore that thing. You know, I might have a sudden revelation, God really loves me. Then he wants me to explore that. He doesn't want me to just store it up as a fact in my head. I heard a speaker the other day saying it's a little bit like you've just inherited a large piece of land, and so you're taken to the high spot and someone's pointing out to you, now your boundary is over where those trees are, it goes right across to the creek on the other side, and so on. When it's all been pointed out, what would you do? Would you just stand on that high point and say, isn't this fantastic, I now own this land? Wouldn't you want to go and explore it? Jesus, God, reveals something to us. He wants us to explore that truth. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Taste it. See.
Faithful God, you are good to all, steadfast and true. Every day your unfailing love fills goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of